Come, let me get you some.
Yo, welcome to Saber Talk Sunday, folks. I am so sorry about the lateness. Little family drama, a lot of family things going on right now. I do apologize. I'm going to start the show right now, and I'm going to give it to Bears for just a few minutes. I got to finish up a little something. I'll be on. Bears, let's kind of start off with. I got to get my earbuds as well, too, guys. So.
Yeah,
Um,
you're going in and
that
out.
way you can't really hear me all too well, so that's why I need to get my earbuds so that it'll be better. We're gonna start off and we're gonna talk about Saber manufacturers, right? And I've got a little bit of a list right here. And let's start off with the pack store. So, buddy, if you could take over for me for just a few minutes and talk a little bit about the pack store or what your experience with the pack store has been like, if you've been through the pack store.
First off, hello everyone. Welcome to tonight's show. And as Mundo mentioned, there's the POC store. To those of you who don't know what the POC store is, it is a realtor that usually makes custom sabers based on from three different levels: the affordable tier, warrior tier, and royal tier. Usually, they are a vendor for ultimate works, and basically with what they've been able to produce, their quality is similar to that of 89 Sabers. However, I will say though that 89 Sabers is slightly better. However, they have been able to create some very interesting custom models throughout the years. I actually have one on me right now that's from Ultimate Works. This is the Venzalo lightsaber. It's also the default lightsaber that.
Be right back, buddy. Keep talking.
I can, yeah. But basically, this is the default lightsaber that we see in the first trailer for Star Wars: The Old Republic, as well as the Deceived trailer, the one that the lightsaber that Jedi Knight Venzalo uses when he's facing Darth Malgus. This one is actually a secondhand saber that I got off the marketplace on Facebook, and the guy who sold it to me had a custom weathering job to it. And honestly, it looks very, very good. Like something you'd pull out of the Jedi Temple after going back and coming in, recovering the wreckage after the Sith attack. So it sounds amazing. It feels amazing. Sound ventilation is great. And the neat thing about this version of the Venzalo is there is a crystal chamber. Something very nice to accessorize and just show off in public. But honestly, this is one of my first Old Republic hilts that I have gotten, besides, of course, Revan's, but this one is just absolutely beautiful. Just very, very nice. Very, very well maintained. So I'm just really glad about that. But the POC store has definitely come out with a bunch of new lightsabers. In fact, last year, their biggest release was actually the Dagon lightsaber. If you know what that sounds like, that is the Dagon era lightsaber. So basically, it's the second Dagon era lightsaber that we have seen on the open market, besides what Jawa's Junkyard has made. Now, unlike the one that Jawa's Junkyard made, this one actually takes a run for this one actually does a 1-inch blade instead of the 7 to 8-inch blade, but it's just absolutely beautiful, just stunning looking. But honestly, I haven't had an issue with the POC store as much. My first hilt that I got from them was the yeah. Oh, well, thank you very much, Mo. Thank you, Titan. Basically, my first saber that I got from them was the Starfall Speeder, which basically it was a collaboration they did with Starfall Sabers to make it look like the Corran Horn hilt that we see. And honestly, it wasn't that bad. What I did buy it last year, it was at the time when the tariffs were being a little bit funky, so I had to pay like $15 in tariffs for some reason. But honestly, it's a good hilt. It's nice, it's solid, and the blade depth and blade retention makes it easier for at least being able to duel with. The second hilt that I got from them was actually during this last holiday season. I got the Ram Coda, and it was on during a sale, which was very nice. And the cool thing is about the tier two, the second tier that they have, the warrior tier, is that it's not as expensive. Like for example, if you wanted to get the Flameborn, if you wanted to get it as a pre-kit, it's only $119. If you wanted to get it with Profi Pixel, it's only $299. And the interesting thing is that these hilts, they what's interesting is that the sale that they have right now was happening because of Chinese New Year. So basically, it was a bit of a break in between. But honestly, I don't have a problem with the POC store. It takes a little bit longer, but honestly, having it finally get to you, it just feels a lot better when you finally get it. I will say though that with like, but basically there are advantages and disadvantages to the POC store. I've never tried the Asteria board myself, but from what I've heard, it actually
Okay. Let
it
me
just
see.
I don't honestly know. I'm just a coffee guy. I use coffee, you know. But yeah, I will say that when it comes, like for example, one of the things that separates, I think, stands it apart are just different models. Like for example, the Ahsoka Tano sabers that we see from Rebels and the series, those use a 1-inch blade instead of the what TXQ and LGT they use 7/8 inch blades, which it could be good, it could be worse, but I mean, it all depends on really what you're using for. And they use blade adapters, which allows them to hold in the blade more. Wait, really, Mo? When was this? Because I think maybe it all depended, but basically, if I've learned anything when it comes to buying from the POC store is never buy during the holiday season because of how chaotic it was. And I mean, which is funny considering I purchased it. I purchased my Dakota when I was on vacation and I was in Laos when I purchased it. So you'd think I get a better communication considering I'm literally a hop and a skip over from China, but nope, it just went right out. I didn't get it till like mid-January, but all things considered, it wasn't as bad as what it would have been like. So
Okay. Woohoo! I finally got him. Thank you guys for being so patient. Embarrassed. Thank you so much,
oh
dude.
yeah, I just went on a tangent.
That's okay. That's we got to give a tangent, and that's like Harris speaking too. So it's all good, man. It's all good. So what was the last thing you were talking about right now?
The POC store and also this.
Is that from the POC store?
I bought it secondhand on the market from a guy named Anthony Calez from out in
Oh,
Fresno, California. This guy, he basically went and got this all weathered up. And if you recognize this, you see this is from Star Wars: The Old Republic, the game. And this thing is just he had it customly weathered. So there are two versions that are sold by Ultimate Works. There's a white version and a silver version. This looks like it was the silver version, but it's all like nice and weathered, like something you'd find in the wreckage of the Jedi Temple after the Sith attacked.
okay, cool. Yeah, Titan, it was me. It was me, buddy. Oh, that's cool, dude.
Yeah, the board I got it with was I sent it in to get upgraded, so I'm just using a spare core right now.
Mo's in the house. Everybody's in the house today, man. All right.
Oh yeah. And then says, "What is my opinion on the Nihilist hilt from the POC store?" They call it the Unicron. From what I have seen and seen with reviews, it's not entirely the best when it comes to sound ventilation. Oh, Rich Sandrillo is in the house. Hey, Rich.
Rich, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah. I would say it was good for when it first came out. However, with what Elf Sabers created along with Corbath, I'd say that they did a lot better job with that one.
Yeah.
Sound ventilation.
So, okay. Yeah. And so on the list that I have here, from the different manufacturers. Of course, we got the Pox store, right? And we got Ultimate Works, we got Art Sabers, we got Saber Trio, and SP Sabers. Not and there's just a few that I didn't put on here, but we're gonna mention anyway because um, TCSS, of course, is going to be a manufacturer of sabers as well because
So,
they manufacture the price, right? The parts, right? Oh, dude, check it out. Hold on.
crystal chamber.
Let me get in closer to that. Oh, dude, that is so sweet. See, I like the door like that, man.
Yeah, and what's interesting
That.
is recently Nexus came out with a crystal reveal version of of Anakin's lightsaber, and it uses a similar opening door function, a reveal
Mm-hmm.
for that. I will say though that it's worth keeping in mind that Ultimate Works is the main producer of lightsabers like this. Pop
Mm-hmm.
Store is simply a vendor. Like if you went on AliExpress, you'll find
Mm-hmm.
stores that sell Ultimate Works lightsabers, and even you can even work with
So,
Ultimate Works
well,
design.
then there's a lot of. Okay, here's another point that I was gonna make too, is that a lot of people think that some of the manufacturers are actually they're just vendors instead of manufacturers, right?
The key is to tell the difference between the doors are too visible and closed. I can agree with you. Hey, John. Um, John of the Collector's Outpost is here, everyone. I agree with you
Woohoo! What up,
that
John?
that particular saber, it does look a little bit janky when it comes to the doors. I personally think it's one of those hilts that, like for example, I have the Master Replicas Force FX version of Anakin's, the one of the original ones, and it's just one of those silts that if I ever get it in the future, it's just going to
Mm-hmm.
be for to have at cons to just demonstrate. But
Mm-hmm.
if I do see one, I definitely want to try one out with swinging it because that way it could be able to just be able to move around. But yeah,
Now there are some manufacturers and there are some vendors that when you go look on the website, you have the options of different hilt types, right? And each one of those vendors or manufacturers call their hilts different names, just simply because they have to, not because they want to.
yeah, it's
And of
copyright thing.
yeah,
When I
go
was
ahead.
when I was working alongside Rebel Sabers at Con Nuga a couple weekends ago, we had to
Hmm.
make the co-owner told me that she and her husband have to make sure that the names are not are not anything related to Star Wars or anything or closely to because it's a
Hmm.
copyright thing. But at the same time, even if they did, there is no way that they would there's no way that Disney would go after them because if you go after one LGT store, you're going after all of them, and that is a hornet's nest that I don't even think Disney is willing to kick at.
Well, especially if these companies are actually doing better sabers than they are.
Exactly, exactly. And
I
I
mean,
had
they might as well employ all these manufacturers and vendors for having better stuff than they do. And their engine and their Imagineers should be doing a hell of a lot better job at than anybody else in the world.
speaking of new stuff, Dimitri Stock just came out with a new um, with a new with a new
Oh, the LP
a tri-create pixel to RGB module.
oh, I
It,
saw that. I
it's
saw that.
it's a two-in-one. Basically, if you have a 7-inch, if you have a 7-inch, 8-inch blades, there's an adapter, and then if you want to do 1 inch, it's simply that.
Oh, did
There's,
you see the one where you converted the with the pixels to the flashlight?
yeah, basically, what you do is you drop it. You drop it into the core, and you basically hold it down. What it
Mm-hmm.
looks like, and this is very interesting. Wow, oh, wow, oh, wow.
Wow, the flashlight part. Oh my God, that thing was like
Yeah, there's two
bright.
versions. There's default RGB and triple white. According to this, let me see. Okay, by default, these modules come in red, green, royal blue configuration, but we also make a custom tri-cree color configuration. That's what tri-cree. That's incredible. Oh yes, I've seen. This is something that's I've. The first I heard of tri-cree was when I first ordered from Ultra Sabers a long time ago. But
Mm-hmm.
basically, yeah, there are very not. Yeah, basically there are tri-cree adapters and that sort of thing. But it's interesting. I'll have to take a look at this, but at the video later. But this is definitely interesting. I have the V1 version, and it's worked very well for me in the past. I don't think
John, I think you're right. I think John's right about that, that they're not going to go after anybody because, with them doing so, with other companies doing better stuff, it keeps the fandom so much alive that, even though it may be hard for Disney to compare their their sabers to others that are way better,
there
people
was
are
some,
still,
there was what
pe-
happened to Centerpoint Sabers. Centerpoint was a more localized one man job saber shop where he was creating replicas based off of the EU sabers, such as Ben
hmm
Skywalker, Anakin Solo, uh, and Zahiri Kai and whatnot. And
hmm
from what I understand, one day in November or October, he posted something where he said he was sent a cease and desist letter by Disney and just went on a whole tangent rant, I think.
hmm
Ultimately, it's unfortunate because his Saber replicas were really good. Like, really,
yeah.
really good. But there's no way, but John's right. There's no way that Disney will go after sellers and factories, especially um, overseas ones, because they're too big of a name. Now,
Well, not only that,
them
but
going after
Disney can
smaller stuff.
actually, yeah, because Disney can actually even go and look for these better hilts and put them in their movies.
Yeah, but
I mean, they can afford it big time. I mean, if you got they've got theirs, but for the ones I'm sure they're looking for the ones that are outside of Disney itself and getting these hilts that were betterly produced than theirs and finding some to put into their movies for, you know. I'm wondering if the ones that you and McGregor got for the movies were
you mean
those, and
for
they will,
Kenobi? Hmm.
huh?
You mean for Kenobi?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I haven't seen much on it, but I'm sure that there'll be some information on that. But
Now,
recently,
now,
the prop auction store, they are putting up for auction at the end of the month a um, am I right by saying that one? Yeah, I think they used the TXQ one for Anakin for the Ahsoka series for Hayden
I
Christensen.
wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. Now TXQ is TXQ the vendor, or are they also a manufacturer?
They are a manufacturer, but they do have a store on their AliExpress that comes directly from their factory.
Okay, and same with um let me see.
Yeah, for example, like Hooked on Sabers, Laser Monkey create Laser. Sorry, what is it? Yeah, Hooked on Sabers, Laser Monkey Collectibles and Creations. Like they are
Mm-hmm.
LGT, they are TXQ vendors. Um, they can do that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, and
ultimately,
go
and
ahead.
and also what Theory Sabers is as well, which there is a um, there is an if thing there is a difference there is an understanding or different feeling hard feeling when it comes to Theory Sabers because of how they don't, but there's a bit of
Yeah.
a mixed feeling regarding Theory Sabers because of how he's cornering the market with these sabers and it's taking up inventory away from other sellers. I've spoken
Mm-hmm.
with a few vendors, including Chris on our show here, who runs a boutique shop, and he says that it's just a matter of supply and demand with it. And I just actually heard from Dark Wolf Sabers today that because of the current situation that is going on with Iran right now, none of Dark Wolf or any LGT Sabers are going into that region, specifically Israel. So
Hmm.
I would imagine that anyone who wants to buy lightsaber from Israel or from Turkey or from Egypt or from any of those places in the Middle East, they're going to have to wait a bit until this whole thing calms down, which is unfortunate because I met a I met a few people who cosplay. There's this guy Alex Zavrost who does an incredible Vader. Um, he's from Israel. He's incredible.
Yeah, I've
He's
met. I've heard of a saber company. Forgot what they were called. I think their hilt was the big boy. I think that's what it was called.
a big boy.
Uh, I have to see. Uh, Anthony had him and JAD did a collaboration job with a hilt that kind of looks like, you know, Luke Skywalker's, but it was gold and it was called, I think it was called the Big Boy, but
Hmm.
that particular hilt was from over there in that region.
Really
And
interesting.
and it was a beautiful, gorgeous hilt, man. I think it was either from Turkey. I think it was from Turkey, if I'm not mistaken.
It is
Uh,
interesting, but I will say, but either way, I'm one of the things I know is that hopefully the situation over there will resolve itself to where, and so that way the mail can continue to flow back into those places.
the Big Boy, yeah, Jim. It was
Okay,
right. It
let me look
was. It
at
was.
big
Yeah, look for it.
boy lightsaber.
And anyway, like I was saying, JAD and Anthony, Space Windu did the collaboration, and it's such a beautiful, gorgeous hilt that they
Oh,
did.
it's by Sabercraft.
Sabercraft. There you go.
Yep. It. Hold on. Let me. I found
Is
it
it
on ArtStation.
okay? Is it in Turkey? I think it's from Turkey. I think it. But it's in that region somewhere. I think.
No, not that. Yeah, when I type in, oh, I know, I found it. I found it from Shamim's YouTube channel. It's called the Big Boy. Yep, here. Let me post it in the
Istanbul.
comments.
It could be Istanbul. But of course, I thought, like I said, I thought it was from Turkey. But I
There
could,
we go.
like I said,
Yep,
I could
check
be
the
wrong.
comments there. Yep,
Okay.
it's yeah. This is from 2017. Yeah, this was years ago.
Hmm. I'm surprised my memory still didn't elude me from that long ago. But it's a gorgeous hilt. It really is.
It is, yeah.
It really is. So if you guys haven't seen that video with Anthony and um, Jedi Arms Dealer, man, you ought to watch that because it really is something special to see what they did with it, and especially all gold too. Like, man. Let's now Art Sabers, I was looking into their website too, and Art Sabers really has their stuff together in terms of, and John, I know since you've done some stuff for Art Sabers and stuff, it, I really like the layout that they have in there because not only do they manufacture their hilts, but at the same time their uh their website is fairly easily to navigate through. And
Oh
they're
yeah.
just, and that's one of the things that I appreciate with some of these manufacturers and vendors is that, when you go to their website, the going through their website and clicking on something and so forth, that's pretty straightforward. I mean, you really don't have to find a whole lot of stuff,
Yeah.
right?
So yeah, Sabercraft. I know this one. They're based out of Turkey. I'm
Turkey,
not
see?
I am not sure if I would be able to get one, but I do think, but they do look really incredible, and they're
Are they
saber.
still offering them?
I No, not the hilts. All I see um are just different things, but there's wall mounts, there's guard mounts.
Okay, so they don't have any more hilts then, or they're not offering hilts at
Not at
this
this
time.
time, no.
Not
For
at this
more,
time.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Oh, John,
and
John, by the way, Anthony's got yours, buddy.
yeah, they're in Manisa, Turkey. Yeah, they're taking a short break, and
Mm-hmm.
by break, well, we all know what that means. So, bleh.
Yeah. No, that's good. I mean, I pray for them to just, think hopefully things will get better for things over there.
Yeah,
And that's all I'm gonna do.
Art Sabers. I will say though that I'm not the. I've heard differing opinions on Art Sabers, but I will say though that their version of the Darth Nihilus hilt is at least. I wish it was more available. It will take a basic slide-in core, but it's still pretty nice.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to figure out a way to get John's saber, Shadowfall. I'm trying to figure out a way to get one. Yeah.
Well, go to Vader Sabers.
Vader sabers, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying well, but I'm trying to find a way to get the funds to get it. So
Well, I
I
mean,
need I need the funds to get it, and
yeah, it's true. Fair enough. Mundo, I think you froze. Hey guys, is he frozen?
am I frozen?
Yeah.
Can't be.
Okay, now you're not. You were.
Okay. There's a storm blowing in right now as we're speaking, so
Ah,
it's
geez, I
it's
don't know.
starting to rain. So if I get frozen, I do apologize.
Yeah, I've completely forgot that we went ahead by an hour today. So yeah, yeah, that'll be fun. Oh, now you're frozen again with a funny grin. Are there any walk-in brick and mortar saber manufacturers in Texas?
I wish there was. I really wish there was.
I mean, I'm sure if you made like an appointment with someone, you could talk. Like, I doubt
There
though you
was there was one. I forgot the name of it, but there was one, and I think it was in Laredo, if I wasn't mistaken.
Loretto Sabers. Yeah, no
Um,
Ultra Sabers. I don't think they have a showroom. I don't.
yeah, Ultra Saber's not here in Texas though.
The
It's
problem with brick and mortar stores is that the problem with brick and mortar stores is that you're not going to get as much foot traffic with when you're selling on, even if you're selling online, um, especially when you keep up with sales.
Yeah, but I think that when you actually put the hilt in your hand, it gives a different impression than buying online, because online you can't hold it in your hand, and you can't really decide whether it's good for you or not for you, right? So in terms of holding, see, that's one of the things that I like about TCSS as well, is because with the parts you can buy one part at a time and then put it together, and you kind of get a sense, okay, is this for me or is this not for me? Is the feel in my hand, for instance, the crate slayer. I thought, the crate slayer is a big, it's beefy, dude. It's a beefy saber, and I've got a big hand, and if you look, that my fingers can touch
Yeah,
having it held in my hand, right? So I enjoy these kind of sabers that I can put my hands around. Now, don't get me wrong, I enjoy the kind of sabers that I can wrap my hand fully around as well, that they're maybe a little bit slimmer, but the beefier they are sometimes, that almost really feel good in the hands. And so, again, walking up to a vendor, walking into a brick and mortar place, and being able to hold the saber does a lot more for me. um I mean, I can make a better choice of what I'm wanting, enabling to hold the sabers in my hand and feeling the comfortability, feeling the weight of it and so forth, right? In my hand, then as opposed to ordering it online and then get it and just kind of be okay with it when I get it in my, from ordering it and then just getting it home and then just feeling like, okay, I got it. Now I got to live with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then again, I mean, everybody has their own preferences as well. So, though, take this with a grain of salt. Everybody take that with a grain of salt because to each to their own. But when you're ordering from a manufacturer, and the manufacturers try to do as much as they can, as close as they can to what we see in the films. Now they're not completely accurate on most things. They're completely, or they're as close as they can get, and the names actually can have to be changed. Sorry about the squeaking, man. Um, my church is all kinds of crazy today. Um, the names have to be changed again, like you said, for copyright purposes. But at the same time, would you choose a hilt that you just see online, or would you choose a hilt that you have in your hand and decide which one is better for you? What would you choose? Right? And then of course it comes down comfortability as well. I mean, if you have a slim hilt and it feels really good in your hand, as opposed to a chunkier hilt that doesn't feel all that great, well, maybe the chunkier hilt's not for you, but in the pictures it shows that it's not that big. But when you get it in hand, it's actually a little bit bigger than what you thought you saw.
Mm.
See what I'm saying? But again, manufacturers have a responsibility to be somewhat accurate on the collectability of the hilt that you're going for, right? Let's take Saber Trio for instance. Now, Saber Trio is has their own hilts in terms of anything that we don't see
Oh yeah, Saber
out there
Trio.
in the market,
Yeah.
right? They're their own manufacturer. They manufacture really awesome looking hilts. I
Yeah.
mean, the Vectra, the Aaron, the
The Delos.
yeah. I mean, their designs are really well done. I mean, to the point that you see, certain things, but you wouldn't expect those in to see those in a movie. But at the same time, they are fantastic looking hilts.
I mean, maybe as a stunt saber, if you like snuck
Um,
one in.
yeah, I mean, like I eventually want to acquire a Vectra um, from them. I think there's two hilts from Saber Trio that I think would I think the Vulcan also would be a good one to acquire as well, right?
Yeah.
Um, but they again, when you have a manufacturer that really does well what they do, and they produce some really nice looking hilts, then those uh, it depends on how you perceive those in the picture, and when you get it in hand, whether you decide you like it or not depends whether you keep it or not in your collection, right? Some people may get it and they keep it for a couple of years and then they go ahead uh and then they sell it off and they get the next thing, the next thing, the next saber. But the sabers manufacturers, um let's go with I would say Ultimate Works, right?
Ultimate Works. Yeah, they're basically Ultimate Works is basically like one level. like a slightly lower than what 89 Sabers does, but they're not that bad.
No, they're not. They're not bad at all, right? They're not bad at all. And of course, I think everybody's going to sleep right now. Let me see. Yeah, Vader Sabers just opened a physical store. Really?
Yeah, they
Like,
did.
really? Wow. Okay. That's interesting. And that's why people buy Legacy Sabers. Yeah, I mean, when you're buying the Legacy Sabers, you're buying those because you want to connect the with the movies, with the shows, with all of that stuff. And the collectability of it as well, right? If you're a collector like John, myself, I'm by nature I collect a lot of things. I collect firearms, I collect knives, I collect swords. Now I'm collecting lightsabers. And so in the collectability of things, in the accuracy of the hilts themselves, you want to be as close to the movies as you can be. Now you can't get I would say you can get about 90 to 98% accurate of the movies.
Yeah,
I don't think you can get, the 100% unless you buy that specific hilt
yeah.
that they had in the movie itself, right? But
So
then
so yeah, Ultimate Works. Yeah, hilts from Ultimate Works are not user friendly. I there's just like there are only a few of them that actually can go as empties. Like the the Starfall collaboration lightsabers that they do, those can work, but unfortunately, the rest are just it's hit or miss on with a lot of them.
hmm
Yeah, like I mean, the Pox Store one, like for example, uh, Smuggler's Outpost did a thing with the with uh, with Starfall where you do custom chassis for it, but it
hmm
just looks like yeah, some of them do offer them with no with as empties, like Starfall Dark Ember is an empty, um, but usually they're pre-ordered and what usually they're pre-kit and whatnot.
Now I went on
They just
TXQ's. I went on TXQ's website, and TXQ's website, you cannot order anything. They refer you specifically to AliExpress or other places that sell TXQ sabers, right?
um, I mean, I haven't.
No, I literally went last night and I looked on their website. And on their website, it refers you to all the different vendors that sell their products.
Really, they have a whole list.
Um, yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
send me a list.
it didn't have a whole list. All it tells you is in the web page. It says go to any vendor that sells TXQ sabers.
It
You
doesn't
know,
give.
we are manufacturers, but you can go to these vendors to acquire our hilts, right?
So it gave
And
just a
so
list, somewhat of a list.
I didn't see a specific list on their website
Huh.
whatsoever. Now, so I did briefly touched on. I looked on there and I was like, wow, there's just like really nothing on the website except telling you that we are a manufacturer and go to your designated vendors for our hills. Basically, that's what it said. And I was like, wow, like That's amazing that they just put that in there. Now let's go into 89 Sabers, okay? 89 Sabers is their
They
own
are a one up.
manufacturers.
Yeah, they're not that many.
Now,
Yeah,
89 Sabers has not only do they have a great website as well, because you can see all of the hilts, well, most of the hilts that they offer, right? But um but they tell you that, these are we manufacture these hilts and this is what you're going to get. I appreciate that. I appreciate the fact that they tell you that we manufacture in-house. You can buy from in-house, or you can buy from the designated vendors that we have available, that we offer our hilts to. Now that I really appreciate, because not only is their website ultra easy to use as well, to navigate to buy whatever hilt you're looking for. I mean, I went through that thing and I was looking at, okay, Ezra's hilt. I was looking at Luke's hilt. I was looking at different hilts that they have on there. And so the navigation is super easy to go and find what you're looking for. And then on top of that, you can get really close up pictures of the hilts themselves. I mean, you can get close ups and look at each part of the hilt itself. So it's like, wow. Um, and then on top of that, then they tell you you can either buy from us or you can buy from these designated vendors that we have,
yeah,
and that I think in itself is really cool, because when you have a manufacturer that not only sells in-house their hilt, but also tells you go to these designated vendors, where you see our hilts, then um, that reputation alone itself really is worth buying from,
yeah,
because they're not trying to sway you from purchasing directly from them, but they're not trying to sway you directly from buying from them either. They want you to buy from both the vendors or them. So that to me is a good company, stating that they're willing to take care of their vendors as well as their customers in either direction.
definitely. Yeah,
I like the designs and parts from vendors who make their own sabers, like, yeah, and the Saber Merchant and Saber Bay. Yeah, I mean, the variety is a spice of life, man. And if you could actually switch out, like, swap certain parts from different companies and stuff to get a specific looking kilt that you want, that's even better. But unfortunately, not that doesn't happen, because um there was actually a certain company, and I'm not going to name them because everybody knows who they are, but um, when you got a specific thread count, and a company copies that thread count just so that they can put some of their products onto that company, that it is kind of shady without permission to do so, right? Um, but they were interchangeable, and so that in itself is kind of shady if you don't ask permission to do so. You just produce parts like that. But everybody knows that company that did that, and we won't really mention it. uh, but anyway, uh, could yeah, yeah, you could, but who'd want to?
no, exactly.
Who'd want to? I mean, as cheaply as they are. I mean, if you're wanting to get something cheaply that you want to start out with, Okay, but don't expect too much, you know. And they're okay for starting out, but when you want something better, there's always better.
Yeah. Oh, one of the newest sabers that came off of LGT Nexus in the last couple months was this.
Oh yes, I did see that.
I got this one off the from Logan Majors on the Facebook Marketplace.
Really?
This one's an RGB, but honestly, but the cool thing is that let me show you.
Well,
If
they each, if you decide to get it converted,
actually it's actually rather simple. Let me show you. So remove the core.
let's get you a close up in the core.
Simple RGB. Then to remove, if you want to, the cool thing is that they have a module in here to where it's the RGB, the pixel to RGB for that thing. So what you want to do if
Hmm.
you want to swap it out is you undo the thing here. You unscrew it. Oh, son of a monkeys. This is why I don't like having it.
Finish that sentence, damn it.
No, I will not. Pull it out. Then from here, you go to the other side.
Bring it a little bit higher because you got it below the
Yeah.
camera. There you go.
And then slide out. There's the
Oh, that
module.
looks. Oh wow, that looks pretty simple to
Easy,
take that out.
simple to put in. And
So you
honestly,
could, can you swap it out for a NeoPixel like that?
yeah, you could make your own, or you can buy one when if you request it from the manufacturer.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, that's why when I talk with Chris, when I instead of him getting a whole new saber, I just need the NeoPixel version of this and
Mm-hmm.
and the and the Profi core.
Hmm. Nice.
Yes, indeed.
Very nice. Now, Corbanth is another one also that you can order from both them and vendors as well.
Corbanth is a vendor for 89. Yes,
Oh, so Corbanth is just a vendor. It's not
they
they're
work.
they're not in-home manufacturer.
I mean,
I thought they were at one point.
they do make their own chassis.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I thought they at one time were their own manufacturers. So I guess with time things change as well, right?
Yes, exactly.
Um, so again, have you had any experience with the Imperial Workshop?
Imperial Workshop is basically a drop ship site. The only reason why it's so popular is because of YouTube personalities like Carly King.
Um, okay.
Which don't get me wrong, she's very talented in how she advertises, and but ultimately she's not exactly what I would call a she's her way of reviewing sabers is more glips and glams and that's glitz and glamour and that sort of thing. Although to be although that doesn't mean she's not a nice person. If anything, I would very much prefer. I would love to have her on the show to
Oh,
about her experience.
I've tried 4 times to email her and nothing in return.
Really?
Yeah, I've emailed her a couple of times and like nothing, no response.
Here
And
we go.
the reason why I emailed her was because that she Anthony had sent her you know a blade
Are you
and
kidding me?
she featured it on on one of her episodes. I mean, it was freaking awesome.
Well, maybe
And so,
it got her. Maybe it got lost in her junk mail, and
eh, maybe.
or maybe you just need to be a little bit more personal. Like between
Well,
you and me, I'm the General Grievous of this group of this duo, and maybe you should be more impressed with a man who has more sabers to offer. Just kidding.
ah,
Who knows? But honestly, it would be great to be able to talk with her. Yes, her agent
it
would.
would. It would be awesome. I mean, it would be awesome. But you know,
Yeah,
like I emailed her directly where she had her email, and I emailed her directly. I could always try again, but
yeah.
there's
But
only so many times I'll email somebody and see if they're willing to come on.
quick side comment. There's this kid in Australia named Orlando Dove, and he's been making some Xenopixel fonts for free. He
Hmm.
posted one today called Betrayal, and it's his take on the Anakin Skywalker font from Episode 3
Hmm.
and Darth Vader from the cameo we get in the Ahsoka series. And with his, he did something rather creative that I never really thought of doing and never really seen another saber manufacturer do, but
Hmm.
they just never really thought of it. Okay, we all remember that scene where Anakin goes Texas Chainsaw Massacre on the Separatist Council, right?
Yeah.
Well, he did something where instead of it's the Youngling Massacre, it's massacring the Separatists. And there's like all these like Geonosian like flesh sounds alongside it, and I'm just like, huh, hats off to you, young man. Hats
That's
off.
funny.
Because I don't think anyone else has done that. Like, do you know of a sound font vendor who's done, um, sounds where it sounds like you're massacring the Separatist Council? No.
That's
No. I have not heard of another sound font to do that. Like, is it just more
that's
popular to have sounds of children being killed than alien corporate CEOs? No. I don't know.
that's funny.
Yeah. Well, that's just he does a lot of incredible,
Charlie, you're never late to the party, Charlie.
I'm just saying he's done some incredible fonts, and it would be interesting to it would be interesting to have him on the show. I mean, obviously, considering he's in Australia, it would be a little bit difficult with time zones, but still, it'd be very nice to talk with him about his work.
Yeah, we'd have to do probably with him being in Australia because I talked to Leon, and Leon is over there in Australia, and of course I want to get Leon eventually on the show. And he at one time was hyped up to come on the show, and he ended up having to do something at the last minute before the show came on, and so he had to cancel. But I think eventually he wants to come on to the show again, and we'll try again. But um, for his Sunday, for his Sunday is going to be our Saturday, basically, or my Saturday, right? Because he's almost a day ahead of me,
Yeah.
and so I think it'd be the same. It'd be like the same as we did for um what do you call it? When we did Lord Remco, right? Uh, we'd have to Remkin. We'd have to do the same thing at that point. But yeah, well, I mean, we do need more guests on the show and stuff, and I do encourage people to come and hang out with us. And if you guys want to be on the show, especially any of y'all in the chat, if you guys want to be on the show, man, give me a holler and let me know, and I'll send y'all the link to
Or
come
give
on
me
to
a
the
holler, and
show.
I'll tell him.
Yeah, give him a holler and let him know, and we'll get you on the show if you guys want to be on the show. Mo said eventually he'd love to be on the show as well, and so I told Mo that when he gets a chance, if he wants to come on, I'd be happy to send him. a link to come onto the show. Um, Anybody, if Sabers who wants to talk and come onto the show is very welcome to come on. I mean, that's why we call it Saber Talk. So, I welcome everybody to come onto the show and have a little fun that way. I mean, of course, you can always, if you don't want to be in front of the camera. I mean, it's always cool that you're into in the chat, and I do appreciate that very much. And I do want to respect each and every one of you for how you want to come onto the show, whether it's in the chat or if you want to be on the show itself, or do you want to come onto the show and not, show your face on the camera. That's okay. Have a pick, and we'll put the pick on there or something, and we can do it that way, right? So again, um, I do I do want to make sure that each and every one of you who do come on are very comfortable. I don't want to put anybody on the spot. I want you to feel like you're sitting at a table talking with us, and that's the whole point of the show. So I just want to reiterate that for anybody who's thinking about wanting to come onto the show. Um, it goes for you too, Charlie. If you ever decide you want to come on, man, let me know. I'll send you a link. You come onto the show, uh, and we can talk about all kinds of good stuff, dude. Right?
Yeah.
Uh, dude, you don't cut yourself short. You're cool. You can show off the sabers that you have, bro. I mean, that's or talk about what you love about the sabers. That's the whole point, man.
Uh-huh.
It's just because I have certain topics doesn't mean we can't talk about anything else of sabers on the show. So that's hence the title, Saber Talk. So again, it's all about the Sith or the Jedi and lightsabers and all that good stuff. I mean, we can get off topic, here and there as well, right?
Yeah.
And as long as we keep to the topic, off and on, we're all good. But again, like I said, the show's about you guys and what what your experiences are, what our experiences are, who likes what in what style of lightsabers. That's the whole point of Saber Talk. And every aspect of it, whether it be the pommels, the grips. I mean, the grips and stuff. We don't even talk too much. We haven't even talked about grips or even bodies or anything like that. Here's a piece from the TCSS, right? The fluted, extension piece. And we rarely talk about stuff like that, and so we should talk about different things, different emitters, different parts of the sabers as well. And so we haven't really gone too much into too much depth of anything, and so there's just a lot of topics that we can do. The pylon saber, yeah, Mo, you did. You clean it up, and hopefully we can probably show. Oh, dude, cool. That would be awesome, dude. That would be a fantastic, man. Yeah. Oh, the progress regarding the holster. Hmm. Now, I've got a 3D printed holster, so to speak. It's not what I expected when I saw holster. But a leather holster, I don't, one of the things that I do know, um, Charlie, I'm kind of working on that, bro. I mean, it's gonna be a good while, as I said, but again, the Christmas saber is gonna take a while, but as I said, I've got this piece that Krista sent me, and I've got this piece right here. So we're getting pieces by pieces, dude. And then of course I need to, and it's going to be a thin neck saber, of course. right? If it's going to be a Christmas saber, it's going to be a thin neck and make it look like Christmas tree style. But I'm getting there, dude. It's just gonna take a while, man. It's gonna take a while, especially when you have when you've got little funds to work with, and piece by piece is what we're gonna do, right? Piece by piece is what we're gonna do. But we'll get a Christmas saber eventually. I'm working on it, man. Working on it. And I'll be featuring it once I get it done. I'll feature it on the show, and you'll be able to see that, right? You'll be one of the first people to see it on there. Now, speaking of saber hilts and stuff, man, you know that I was talking about a Highlander, making a Highlander hilt, right? And I was looking on Facebook and I saw somebody make one. And I think I think they end up watching the show and they decided to make one because, of course, they got the funds to make it. But that's okay. That's okay. They're not doing the one that I think I'm doing, but that's all right. That anytime I say something on here and somebody wants to take it up a notch because they can do it, let them go ahead. Um, it's all cool. It's all cool, man. We're all friends and saber enthusiasts, and if they can get it done faster than I can, then here's to them. I salute them, you know. But yeah, there can only be one, dude. And the one that I think would be kind of badass when I produce it, y'all will see it, and I think it'll be kind of pretty cool, man. It'll be pretty cool. Oh, a double-bladed saber to bring Galaxy's Edge, really? Oh,
Very
dude, that's cool, man. Very
mixed.
cool.
Well, wait. Is MHS and Saberforge are they on the same parts or are they not on the same thread level?
Well, there's basically three manufacturers that actually try to do that.
Hmm.
But there's only one that really has their own thread count, and which is TCSS.
Yeah.
And I think the other two that you all know that they try to make the thread count close to being with TCSS's.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Fits part male fits. Okay, that's
Really?
interesting to know. That's good to know.
Really?
Hmm.
V2 male parts fit in a Saberforge female. Huh.
Will they
Huh.
will they fit in their Eco Saber lineup or only the Legacy Saber lineup?
3D printed adapters, really.
Hmm.
Rich, I was trying to I found a file for the
Legacy. Got
Blade
it.
PCB stuff, right? And so I made one, but it's not fitting the PCB.
Yeah,
And
Eco's just LGT dropping cords.
so I've made 4 or 5 so far of different sizes, and I finally got one that fit the PCB, but it's too big for the blade itself. So I gotta just kind of keep playing with that and see if I can get it just right. But eventually, yeah, I mean, eventually I'd like to get and make the PCB part for the blade myself and see if it comes out okay. But I'm working on it. We'll see what happens. You
Yeah.
know?
Hey Mundo, remember how we said we'd invite other people on the show?
Yeah.
What if we were to invite also people who were like just people just fans and lightsaber fans on Instagram? Like just bring people on just to talk.
Well, absolutely. I mean, that's the whole point. That's why it's called Saber Talk. You
All right,
know.
I just had to double check with that because there.
But make sure they're pretty reputable. I mean.
Yeah, I was just wondering because because I'm thinking because with interacting with people on Instagram and Threads, with the sabers I put, it would be nice to just know that.
Really? 0.255 millimeters to
Hmm.
the measurement? Okay, I'm gonna try that. I mean, I use the calipers, and when I use the calipers, I put it into the 3D printer, and when I put it into the slicer, it came out smaller. The PCB didn't fit it. But when you said to add the 0.25 millimeters to the measurement, I'm gonna try that. I have not tried it, and so now that you mentioned it, I'm gonna go ahead and try it and see if that works, dude. That's great. I really will try that because what I want to do is do that for the 7/8 blade. I should be getting my 3535 LEDs pretty soon. And I bought some Pet G. I bought some Pet G, and it should be here Tuesday. And so I'm going to try to make a couple of things with the Pet G stuff. Yeah, they have different tolerances. I'll try it for sure, man. But thanks for the tip. I didn't think about something like that, that you had to add a little something. I've just kind of gone to different measurements and think, kind of tweak each one a little bit bigger here and there. And so I really did do one that was too big, and so I can kind of get a ballpark between the smallest one and the biggest one, and then go in between all of that, right? Yeah, Jim, I just bought like 2 millimeters of 3535. Shit, that was it. Pretty expensive too, man. It was 73 bucks. I was like, damn. Like when I bought those, I wasn't expecting that, but
Yeah.
okay.
Speaking of expensive per, per, speaking of expensive purchases, I made a deal with someone on the lightsaber Facebook pages to send them a bunch of my lightsaber chassis, my Profi
Hmm.
chassis, to upgrade them to Profi 3.9. Um,
Now,
sorry.
your chassis.
Yeah.
I found some chassis on printables, and they're free and stuff, but
Yes.
those
Yes, but I don't know how to
those
solder
are a
yet.
little different, you know.
Yeah, they're different from the Nexus ones, and also it's worth keeping in mind that I don't know how to solder yet. So
Hmm.
one of the things I definitely want to do is get a soldering kit, and and you know and learn from you, learn from James, learn from Chris, because that will really help me in the future.
Well, I've got some extra PCBs, or some boards, man. I've got some extra boards that I can send you to practice on. So when you get your kit, I can send you some of those that I have.
I'd
I've
appreciate
got
that.
I've got
I'm
a whole bag full, dude, that I
well.
still practice with.
I would like to
So
specialize in Profi, so
sure, that would be great, dude. We need somebody who's got a specialty. There's always good people that know a specific board. I mean, we got people that know specifically CFX, specifically Profi, specifically, Golden Harvest. And so stuff like that is always good to do that,
well,
right?
with CFX and Golden Harvest, it shouldn't be too hard to figure out. However, I became attracted to Profi because I like to tinker. I like to tinker with the little things.
Mm-hmm.
So with the codes and whatnot. So that's why I just enjoy doing that sort of thing. And with Profi, I feel like I could do that.
Yeah, I mean, you can because the way they describe the Profi, I mean, you're basically buying a car chassis and then you build it the way you want to go, right? Whereas, the CFX, and the Golden Harvest, you're pretty much buying the car with the accessories already in it, and you purchase what you get, basically. You know?
Yeah.
So the customization of the Profi goes along with buying something like that, somewhere along the lines of how they described it. Now, going back to some manufacturers, is there any other manufacturers that um that we really haven't covered?
Well, there is
I
also
mean,
there's also KR Sabers and One Replicas. They make all their
oh,
in house.
you know what? You're right. You're
One
right.
Replicas is native to Spain. KR Sabers is native to the United Kingdom. And even though they are even though they are international companies, their collaborations and sabers that they've done are basically close to accurate to the T, especially with KR sabers.
Ye- Yeah, Cal has just done amazing.
Yeah.
And thank you for bringing that one up. I mean, I should have been more vigilant and brought up Cal's because Cal is just has done an amazing job with his sabers, dude. And and I'm interested to see what the future will bring from now that he's got a better space to work with and better manufacturing uh, ways of doing things.
Hmm.
Um, it'll be interesting to see what he comes up with and how the future products will come out from his side of the world,
Yes.
right?
Definitely.
That would be fun to see because I'm hoping that maybe he'll come up with some other some hilts that he doesn't produce anymore. Maybe he'll bring those back
Mm.
and do some different things with them in terms of making them much better than what he had in the past, right?
Yeah.
But again, going forward though, Cows just has just this uncanny way of producing some accurate hilts as well. I mean, they are damn near close to almost 90% to 95% accurate.
So there's this guy, the Andrew Barber. He just listed 30 minutes ago some hilts. He listed a custom colored Darth Titus that was powder coated by Royal Custom Armory, a an empty Divinium Customs powder coated saber, and a Vader's Vault aggressive negotiations saber.
Okay, so Vader's Vault is a manufacturer as well, right?
Yes, I met Alan Johnson before. He's a really nice guy. He wasn't exactly when I saw him at Con Nuga. I mean, from what I understand, from what I've heard from some of the other people I've spoken with, he wasn't as he was just very nonchalant. Which I mean, if he's there to sell sabers, I get it. But wait, Eraz? Mo, did you mean my name or something else? Because I do not know anyone named Araz. Yeah, I mean,
Scott, if you feel comfortable like that.
yeah, but I will say, look, I got to meet them, and I mean, they hate Profi with a passion, clearly, which I can understand. You know, Profi's not for everyone. They're very
Yeah.
CX oriented. I can understand that and respect that. But and from what I've spoken with them, I know that because of the tariffs and everything, that prices are going to go up. You fat fingered it. Yeah, you should. You should be. I'm just kidding. It's fine. Uh, but but I think it all comes down to personal. And I mean, look, Vader's Vault does a great job. Their sabers are very impressive, and it is a shame that Vader's Vault has had to resort to putting LGT and TXQ hilts on their catalog on their website because their sabers are very, very, very amazing, incredibly built. and it sucks for the income level.
Yeah. Now, is it in? Did they put the TXQ hilts on there and the other hilts because it would take so long to produce their own hilts in house
It's a it's a it's a
because
price.
they're made to order, right? Or
Yeah,
the
they are.
price one?
Yeah,
Because from what I understand they used to turn them out pretty quickly, but then it got to the point where they were having so many orders that it would just take too long to get your hilt. I mean, usually it would be like 3 months later that you would get your hilt because of so many orders coming through.
yeah.
And and so when you have a manufacturer that does something like that, I genuinely think that once they get to a point where they're having so many orders, so many days, I think that they should say, let the people know, hey, we're gonna have to shut down for a week or two so that we can catch up with our orders and we can get our orders out. And then we'll open up again and then we will resume, our orders after we catch up to what we have listed. Because, in the time that you get to doing your order and stuff, you want a specific time to get your order, whether you have it an empty or whether you have it installed. Um, and so if in that time, let's say you want your Saber, to be fully installed. Well, it does take time to get a fully installed Saber done. And then on top of that, if you have a lot less time, if it's just produced empty and then sent out, right? Um, and so took 13 months to get. Wow. And so, in doing that, I think that if you keep running full steam ahead, you do an injustice to yourself because you're running like a chicken with his head cut off and not being able to produce your quality hilts, and you end up producing quantity and over quality, and you get yourself in trouble in that instance, right? AI concepts, nah, dude. I know exactly how I want my hilt to be, and I don't need AI to have that concept in my head. I've thought about this like long before AI ever came around. This was like when I first in 17 when I was doing
Oh yeah.
the hilt.
Aegis Sabers is working on something like that, and honestly, I think he's onto something there.
But again, going to once you start producing quantity over quality, it does kind of hurt you sometimes. And you shouldn't do that to yourself in terms of being a manufacturer, right? So the smarter thing, in my opinion, and this is only my opinion, whether somebody else feels this way or not, that's up to you guys. But in order for you to be as reputable and as qualitative that you can be, then at a certain point, stop the orders, fulfill the orders that you have, and then go back to going and getting those orders after that. Because when you can if you can balance those two things like that, then not only will they have a peace of mind that they'll have a peace of mind that they don't have to worry about the quality of their hilts after that, so to speak. You know what I mean? And they won't have to suffer the quality within their hilts as well. Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. Vader's fault. Yeah, they have a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, and again, like I said, there's some companies out there that have and some individuals that have decided that they were going to do quantity over quality, and they suffered for it. And
I mean, your points are valid, Rich. I'm not going to disagree with you on that. I mean, at the same time, I feel I don't really have an I can't really defend them right from,
yeah, I agree.
and
Uh,
I mean, I'm glad we're seeing this on here, and that nobody, and I'm glad we're saying this. I don't have to say that to Alan in person, which, yeah,
I mean, and you can be, and I know that everything else has gotten more expensive because of certain things, and there's no getting around that right now. But at the same time, you got to try to find a way to kind of balance that. And if you can get it out, the quality in a more um, in a much shorter time, I think that would be ideal. But I think the only way that you can really do that is, again, if you're having so many orders in one time, stop the ordering at one point and catch up to what you have, and then go back to the ordering at that point. You know what I mean? Because the quicker that you can do that, the better that you'll have happier customers, even though they may be a little upset that they can't order at that point in time. One of the things that I do like that Tim, he tells people, hey, I'm gonna be taking a break. This is what you can do with the skeleton crew that we have, and this and that. And
yeah,
when I come back, we'll take care of the rest of the stuff. You know, so with Tim at TCSS, that's a good thing because he's telling everybody, hey, I need a break from all of this stuff. I'm producing good quality stuff for you guys, and I need to take my break. And when I get back, then I'll take care of these orders, and I'll get back to you and produce this stuff for you. And that you can appreciate stuff like that because everybody needs a break, and you can't just keep going, 100, you know, full speed ahead the whole time.
yeah.
And
Rich, you
and
are
you,
right. Nexus and LGT, TXQ, and 89 have done a lot better. And one of the things I got to give TXQ props for is the Stunt Vader that was auctioned off recently, the version that they came out with, and the one that Collector's Outpost that John reviewed. It's easy to customize it and make it look like the actual prop. It's almost like completely photogenic. It's crazy. They really did an incredible job.
yeah, they did. And TXQ, I'm really impressed with TXQ Hills. I didn't think that I would be as impressed with TXQ Hills as I would be because 89 Sabers um, has some beautiful hilts, but from what I've seen from the TXQ hilts, they're basically on par with 89. And so, again, from that manufacturing standpoint, I mean, when they step up their game, it enhances their reputation at that point in time as well, right? And so I think with manufacturers and vendors as well, I mean, reputation needs to be preceded.
Mhm.
No, they aren't cheap. That's for damn sure.
No, they are not. I mean,
But they are accurate.
one of the benefits of being on the lightsaber page groups on Facebook is being able to get them secondhand, and there are a few of them that are still pretty good.
Well, like that Mundi that I have.
Yeah,
No, Rich, I know. I do love TCS too the most.
I
I
got a
really do.
I got one of their quantum blades, and it's a heavy grade, so it's pretty much almost the same as the generic ones, except the voltage, the number of pixels in are much more brighter. I do
What's
enjoy
up,
it.
Laura? Welcome, dude. Glad you made it.
Yeah. One thing I got to do with this hilt is get a cover tech wheel on this thing.
Actually, you want? I'm at. I have my cover tech wheel from from my Profi I took off.
Really? Why'd you take it?
Yeah, because I didn't like it on there. I didn't. It really messed with my hands, and when I took it off, I felt much better with it off. So if you want it, I'll give it to you.
Oh, sure. I mean, yeah. Well, let's talk about that later. Um,
Yeah.
but I do think that in regards to a cover tech, I feel like I should get one of the ones that have the the belt clip with it because this looks more like a belt type that would fit with a belt clip.
Hmm. Now, in manufacturing, let's go. Do you think that manufacturing the the cover tech wheels, do you think some of those hilts should omit the cover tech wheels or have the D-ring instead of the cover tech wheels? Which hilts do you think that may benefit from the D-ring instead of the cover tech wheel?
Well, I would say, for example, if we look at two hilts that are very similar, Centauri Cree and Mace Windu, their hilts are very, very, very similar.
Hmm.
What Centauri's hilt has a D ring on where the pommel's at, while Mace's has a cover tech, and I think it all depends on what on the style and feel of it, really.
Uh-huh. Really, Jim?
There in the Acolyte show, there are lightsabers such as Souls and Jeki Long's, where it has both cover tech and D ring, which I think
Hmm.
is rather fascinating, depending on the circumstance. But I
Yeah.
think that was just the thing that they did because the belt clips they used were the type that Galaxy's Edge has.
Do you think there's some hilts out there that have the cover tech ring too high up?
I think it all depends, and it really lore, I do like the spin flex. It is very nice. This is the one that's made by it. Well, to your point, Mundo, I think it all depends on the personal users. I mean,
Yeah.
sure, if you wanted to tap and drill to have it put on, it could work, but ultimately, it's a personal preference.
Well, not only that, but sometimes when they have the cover tech wheel, the the screw that's holding the cover tech
It isn't
is
secure.
actually, yeah, it's actually securing the chassis in there as well.
Well,
So,
that is actually the case with my Anakin Master replicas. Um, even if I put it in, it still is. I
hmm,
which I mean I'd have to get us, but that's also because of how it's spaced out.
yeah.
But what I should do is definitely send. I should definitely have my Anakin sent to Mountain Sabers just for a thing to have him look at the screw and see if he can make one that will stay in, but will not, but won't, but won't have a problem with drilling into the chassis. Um,
Hmm.
I mean, and Z, how do I is it Zach or what's his Zeoclis? What's his? How do I pronounce his thing?
Oh, you could just say Jim. it's
What? Say
it's
what?
Zialis, but just it's Jim.
Jim. What I did with my Vaders were because the original Vader hilts were designed uh, to be hero hilts only by the waist. What I did was I put a cover tech wheel on the side of it. Does it take away from? Is it an anachronism? Yes. However, it just fits better, especially when walking around. Zaicles. Okay, nice. But yeah, I did that with my A New Hope hilt. I did that with my Empire Strikes Back hilt. And I won't have to do that with the DB6 because um, I
Damn, Jim,
can
I've been saying it all
I can
wrong.
make the D rings on those not as flimsy and waving around. Um, and the DB3 I don't need to do because it has a cover tech wheel on it.
No wonder Jim hasn't been on lately because I've been saying his name wrong on there instead of saying please.
Back
It
to
was
what Cole
punishing
was
me.
saying.
It was
Yeah,
punishing me.
but yeah, this is actually by Nexus. This is one of the newer sabers they came out with in the last few months. And what's neat about it is that this is mass produced. Like before, I could only think of two saber companies that made these, and it was Saber Z and
I'm kidding, Jim. You know that. You know I'm
it
kidding.
was Saber Z and SP Sabers. Other than that, it could if you had like a custom created on a lathe or something. But this is the real. This is like the cheapest. Like this thing is ridiculous. Like it's so lightweight and spinning it, it's so amazing. Like I love it. And
It looks pretty thin. I mean, it looks pretty slick. I
what
mean, the point that it's like it's really I like the way it looks.
what I'm going to do is when I
Ergonomic.
get the core for it, I'm going to have the board swapped to Profi V3 so that way I can fit all the blade styles and whatnot on it. Because let me tell you
Mm-hmm.
this, I have grown more accustomed to Profi V3 because that way I am able to use it to do more creative blade styles that have more features and have more effects where the blade can do much more brighter stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's
So
cool,
we
man.
also get a blade plug for this thing. Didn't come
I
with
do
it.
like how ergonomic though it looks, dude. I
Yeah.
mean, it looks pretty ergonomic.
Like take off this part here and the emitter part and the emitter holder here.
Hmm.
And you can be able to basically make these parts individually by on a lathe.
Now, on a cool note, man, I have actually watched a few YouTube videos on learning how to draw,
Nothing wrong with that.
and so I am kind of learning how to draw little bit by little bit, right? And uh, I've been
Yeah.
practicing on how to draw out a chassis that I
Yeah.
have in my head. So I've taken that next step into learning how to do this, right? And I've also started watching again videos on FreeCAD and trying to learn a little bit of FreeCAD also, because I'm getting to the point where it's just brutal in my head that I can't get these designs out of my head. And in terms of having my own chassis produced, right? And and when I do produce this chassis, I do intend to bring it to Anthony and produce it for Anthony for Civilized Sabers. It will be exclusively there, but at the same time, if anybody else wants to purchase it, then um, I will gladly offer it as something else later. Um, my thing is that I don't think I can ever be as talented and as good as Rich or any of these other guys that produce chassis the way they produce them, man. And so I'm hoping that I can get close to it, um, or somewhat close to it. But these guys, and especially Rich, are my inspiration for doing this, because I want to be up there with them. I want to be able to produce things just like them. And so these guys are my heroes, and they things that they manufacture in terms of chassis, you know, is such an inspiration that yeah, I know. It takes reputation, man. Reps and one day I'll get it there, man. But you know, uh, Rich is this is I'll show you, man. This is one of Rich's chassis right here, and this is for the balance my father's memory hilt. And I can never thank Rich, enough for producing something like this. And but what it does is it gives me hope that one day that I'll be able to produce something like that. And yeah, I do. I will keep working on things like this and get there one of these days. And one of these days, I'll be able to make a chassis for Rich, just for him because, everything that he's done, for me. So I'd love one day to be able to bring something out to the community for that, right? And so again, uh, in manufacturing stuff, yeah, I've got to work hard on getting this done and doing this, and that'll be just the next step into my elevation to be a new person because you'll never be the same once you learn something. You're not the same person. You're the better person the next day. So each time you learn something new, you're a whole different person because you're that much more, you know um you've taken that next step to learn something new and to do something and to have it, right? I've got so many ideas. You have no idea. I can probably put so many ideas in a huge book, and it's crazy, man. It's crazy. I can't get them out. But yeah, well, I have to be, Jim. I have to be, man, because I need to get these out. And eventually I will, though. Eventually I will. Uh, but again, you know, when you manufacture something, there is a good feeling about doing something. And like I was, where is it? Again, the chassis that I have here, this part is from TCSS, right? A lot of these parts are from TSS. This bullet casing right here that I cut to hold the crystal right in there. Today I used the Dremel to cut these down, and where is it? And I tell you, I am so disorganized, like I said. And do I have it here or do I not have it here? Let me see. Oh, yeah. So again, my idea is to put an LED down here or on top of here. It don't matter. But when I hide that and then I put the pins up here, that's where it's gonna look. So this is just, one of my ideas on how to do the chassis. And this chassis right here is going into the Vader's, the Vader's hilt, right? The O3. So yeah, that. Oops, that's the way it'll look once I get done with it. But yeah, like I said, I got to work on getting these ideas out and so forth. They are. I really like the 21700 chassis hilts that chassis parts that they have in there, and um, these uh, these chassis these chassis right here are so cool, man. I
Yeah,
really enjoy them, and they're 21700s, right? And they're 21700s. The
yeah,
only
big battery.
thing, yeah, and the only thing that I don't like about them is that right here on when they have, I think it's the what is it? I guess when you buy their not these chassis, but the other stuff, they have the little tabs that go here that hold the board in place, and these don't have those tabs. So that's the only thing that I don't like about these. But again, Anthony had sent me some of the yellow electrical tape that I can actually put over the board over these, and that's cool, man. Right? Uh, but what I do like about this is the mechanically looking type that it has to it, and so you really kind of get a sense into the mechanisms of the chassis instead of just a sheer pure plastic, right? Um, and so that's that's what I'd like to kind of incorporate into everything altogether. The rib handles, yeah, for sure. Yeah, just a little bit better, right? Right, Jim? Just a little bit better. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I actually I thought about using this. Well, I was saying last week that I was going to use the strip LEDs, and and then I ran across the a single LED that I kind of wired up. Where is it? Man, you see? Oh, you see? And then I found this that I wired up. I'm all like, man, maybe this is better. Maybe this will be a better choice than just the three LEDs in there, and see how that might work out. So again, my brain goes back and forth, and hmm, I tell you, I can never get it. 31.5 millimeters. The smaller rib handle extensions are 29 millimeters. It's 25.4. If you stay in the neighborhood, you're golden. I try. I can. Okay. So 31.5 millimeters are 29 millimeters, and AH2 is 25.4. All right. So if I stay in between, okay, I'm gonna go back to the millimeter again and rate this down. I'll probably go back and look at the show again and write those down, dude. Internal diameters. Okay.
Oh
See,
wow.
and one of the things,
Sorry. Um, someone in the
um,
graphics had
what
someone in the
happened here? What's
sorry, I
going
didn't
on?
mean
Did I disappear? Oh shit. Uh, okay. Let me see. Hold on. 1 minute. Um,
wait.
Sorry about that.
Oh, that was weird.
Yeah, my phone crashed for whatever reason. I'm not sure why. and
Maybe
and it shows up there up
it's
on
like
the thing. Oh my god. Let me see. I'm gonna remove. There we go. My
yeah,
phone is acting silly, dude. I tell you.
yeah.
It's been a day, man. It's been a
Hey,
day. I tell you.
Mondo, check this out. So somebody on the Graphics Addict support group posted that he is selling a vintage Otis elevator PCB,
Mm. Wow.
which means, and that's where you get the clamp cards, the clamp for the graphics.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Now, what I was saying before is if you noticed on here, I've got the thicker one on the bottom and the thinner one on top. I think I'm gonna change this out and I'll have the thicker one on both of these.
Yeah,
Um,
Jim. Uh, uh, wait, are you talking, Jim? Are you asking about what Mundo was doing or what I was talking about?
Probably what you were talking about, dude.
Yeah, somebody has a vintage Otis elevator board for sale, selling he's selling a vintage Otis elevator board on one of the lightsaber groups.
Now, another one of the things is that I'm going to take all the electronics off of this board and kind of make some clamp cards out of this thing.
Well, I mean, well, how? Yeah. Wait, let me see it. Does it have any piece? Does it have the thing on it?
I mean, there's a lot of stuff to take off, but I mean,
But I mean,
you
the
know,
side where you usually see the Graphics thing on it.
oh, there's no graph. Um,
The
are
the,
you?
the tabs. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm, what tabs you talking
Like
about?
the circuit, the circuit cards that are usually on the.
Oh, yeah, the circuit cards. Yeah, I know which ones you're talking about. You're talking like the memory cards, right?
No, they like this.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Is it
those.
on there?
No, they don't have anything on on this one.
Okay.
No, this board is actually from an old VCR, and so
Really?
what I'm doing is I'm taking off all the electronic stuff, and what I plan on doing is cutting it up to make clamp cards, my own custom clamp cards.
Well,
So,
depending on how big
uh,
those circuit points are, you might need to shave it down a little.
oh, I plan to. I mean, there's a lot of work to be done on here, but what I'm going to do probably is to use my Dremel and cut all the cards out, and then decide to take all the stuff off at that point in time. And then what I want to do is I'm going to use these as boards for the box TCSS box one, right?
Hmm.
So um, there's a lot of cool stuff on here. If you look like real close, man,
Yeah.
a lot of cool stuff that I can cut out and cut up and use for the clamp cards and stuff.
Hmm.
So again, these will be my own kind of clamp cards for TCSS builds and stuff. Oh yeah, as a matter of fact, Mo, thank you for mentioning that.
He froze again. Guys,
Okay, so much. Anyway, like I said, there's a storm coming through, so it's. I told you it was going to affect this the
I think
show.
maybe this is the internet's way of saying we need to start.
Stop. Yeah, probably more than likely.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Plus,
as I was saying before, Mo was mentioning that there's a shop in Houston that is a huge electronic shop, and he went, and there is all kinds of shit in there that would be like eye candy for saber enthusiasts to make sabers with. Like, I mean, he was only able to go through uh, one aisle before they closed on him, and but damn, from what I've seen online in there, like you can spend a whole day in there and and come out with probably billions of ideas for sabers and parts too if you had enough money. But I tell you, he got some stuff for me that we will see later on, and um, you know, and we'll see how those things turned out. So yeah, it's a big store. So with that, let's go ahead and end the manufacturing show because you're gonna do your own manufacturing as well. I mean, some people do their own manufacturing, so that's awesome, man. To keep an eye out for people who do their own manufacturing on hilts. So again, we're gonna end the show tonight with that thought. And thank you guys so much for coming on and hanging out with us. And I certainly do apologize for the lateness tonight. I wasn't expecting a lot of things to happen, but they did. And again, you can't edit live, and uh, we'll leave it at that. But Barris, thank you so much for getting it started for me, and I really do appreciate that, dude. Because
Yeah,
without that, I may have had to cancel the show. So thank
yeah,
you again. And again, I want to thank Anthony for allowing me to run the show the way I do. I sent him some gifts, and he absolutely loved the gifts that I sent him, and Gabe and Reese, and so hopefully they'll enjoy those gifts that I gave them. Um, next show, I think we're gonna talk. Let's talk about some of the graphics, blade styles that go along with with some of the fonts and stuff, man.
you mean
Uh,
the newest ones that Remco created? Yeah,
well,
I saw.
Remco and others that have created
You mean for
like
Profi and whatnot?
yeah, like I mean Fet 263, we can't forget him. We got to do the ones from
Let me reach out to
cfx.net.
Nate Donovan. Maybe he can come on the show.
Yeah, okay. Sounds cool. I need to get a hold of who else can we get? Let's see. I wonder I wonder if Fernando would be available to come on.
Hmm, maybe.
I don't know. I mean, I think we've had him on the show. I think we've had him on the show before, but if he's not too busy, maybe I can get him to come back on the show again, and we'll see about that, right?
Yeah.
Um, so again, that would be an interesting show to come on for next weekend, and provided provided I do not have to go out of town to get my daughter. So we'll see my other daughter. She's coming into town on,
Oh, nice.
and so if at any if there's I'll keep you guys posted because if things happen where I can't do the show, I'll keep you all posted. I won't do the show and I'll probably make an announcement on Saturday evening about the show. And if I don't make a announcement about the show, then that means there may not be a show. Okay, so keep that in mind. Um, again, I hope you guys have a great week. May the force be with you guys, and uh, and again, I hope to see y'all next week. If not, I'll let you guys know on Facebook and Instagram. Titan, yes, it was me. Get a hold of me, and that way I can get you your prize to you, buddy. Okay, thanks, man. Uh, whew, dude, where am I? Here we go. Outro.
Bye.
If it doesn't go, I do apologize because my outro, like I said, my phone's been acting a little funny lately. And again, it did not go. And see, I tried to do it with the laptop, and so it didn't work with the laptop. And let's get physical, physical. No, I'm not singing. I'll make everybody's ears bleed that way. And any cons in the future before we go?
Not yet, but next, I was going to do Lexington Con, but that's a little bit too far away.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I'm hoping that something will come up soon.
Cool, man. All right, peace out.
Come, let me get you something.